Everybody in ESPN right now is talking about, oh, this is a great move for everybody.
As soon as I saw him in that jersey, I was like, fuck. Do it live on YouTube today.
Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Yes, all our fans are a bunch of...
Yes.
They're all a bunch of losers. Oh, they can hear this. It looks like it's raining on our graphic.
Well, it may or might be. It may or may not be raining on a graphic. It's fucking raining on a graphic. This is what happens when you go live. We got some live viewers here, D'Anthony.
Yeah.
Live on the YouTube.
Yep.
And they're saying, Wilmington is so bored. Ryan Hughes, you're goddamn right. It's a fucking ghost town here. Market's down a couple thousand points. We're coming to you live every day with the coronavirus. What are we fighting it off with today, Dan?
Promethazine and codeine.
Yep. Cheers.
A lot of people
cheers,
call
everyone.
A lot of people call it lean.
Yeah, and that's real. That's real. I don't know what you did with that bottle. You could hold it up and tip it to the audience.
Oh, I drank it.
So we're going to do what we want today. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube because we're going live with these shows every single day until the pandemic ends or until we die, either one. Dan's going to feed it into the other channels as we speak. But in the meantime, join us in the afternoons because let's face it, everyone's out of entertainment. You've hit the end of your Netflix queues, your Hulus, and all that other shit. You're all done with that. You need live entertainment, so come here. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. That promethazine is hitting quick, dog. Woo! Man, I'm already starting to biden my words a little bit. This is the good shit. It's the good shit. We're also going to do something new today. Since we're live every day and we kind of want to get you guys accustomed to this, submit your Drinkin Bro of the week here. And we'll go through maybe 5 or 10 at the end of the show. Why not? You know, we're live. We can do whatever we want.
We can, yeah.
Do whatever we want. We got enough guns and ammo and promethazine to last us for a long time. A long time. We're gonna start off the top of the show here with the craziest Post Malone story of all time. I've gotten a bunch of messages from people saying, hey, man, did you see the recent reports of Post Malone stumbling on stage, eyes rolling in the back of his head? Mm-hmm. It appears as if he is fucked up on drugs or something's wrong with him.
You know what? Most of the scenes that I saw people talking about was the song "I Fall Apart," which is one. He is an emotional guy. If you've never met him or seen him on stage or read his goddamn lyrics, he's a pretty emotional dude.
Yes.
He's 24. He's probably a little drunk. And also, that is the most personal and emotional song that he's written. So yeah, he's gonna be fucking getting into it a little bit.
And not only that, but I've been to 7 or 8 of his shows. The reason why Post Malone is the biggest artist on the planet today is not because he has a million hits in the top 40. It is because of how great his live shows are. And all of that translates into diehard fans for his music. Every show is like that. So my assumption is, because I watched that video the same as everybody else, and I've seen him perform that song 7 or 8 times at this point. He does that all of the time. At the end of the show, he smashes guitars.
Mm-hmm. Every single show, he smashes the guitar.
He goes for
every single show.
Every
single show, he gets into one or more of his songs about 20 to 30 seconds in and says, wait, I fucked that up, and starts the song over.
Yeah.
Every one of his concerts I've been to, he does that. So he's either got the strongest constitution for being at rock bottom of any human being of all time, or that's just part of his goddamn act and you need to shut the fuck up. Although I do understand people being sensitive about it because they don't want to lose another great artist. And he is wildly popular.
Look, and he's my favorite artist at the moment. And you and I have gotten the chance to hang out with him once, went to a Cowboys game with him. Till late. We were out in the parking lot too till late. He had nothing but Bud Light and cigarettes.
Yeah.
No drugs whatsoever. So,
no, and all he wants to talk about is guns all the time.
That's it.
I don't want to talk about politics. I'm like,
And he's cool as shit.
We could talk about buttholes.
He's the coolest one of the coolest dudes on the planet. He's everything you hoped he would be. That being said, we've tried to get him as a guest on the show 5 or 6 times, including last week. I was in Texas for it. I told this story on Ross Patterson Revolution, but I have not told it here yet, simply for the fact of I didn't know how this was going to go. We want him as a guest on the show because we love him, and this is the craziest story of all time. So I go to Austin, Texas, and a mutual friend of ours was like, "Hey, man, I think we can do the show. I think we can do this interview. Just come to Austin, Texas." And I was like, "Great, man." I had to go to Austin anyways.
Yep.
So I was like, I'll just bump this trip up a week, and I'll be there. And then we can hang and hopefully get this interview. So we went, set up, did all the shit, went to the show, which, again, another fantastic show.
We also
same exact performance as the
exact. It's always exactly the same
because he's that great.
Yeah.
It's like seeing a fucking well-trained Vegas act.
He's very, very good at consistency in his performances. But that's not what I was going to say. The other thing I was going to say is that we found out that we had another fan that's a little off the radar for our typical fan.
Ty Dwala.
Yeah, so apparently Ty Dolla $ign is a huge fan
and it's
of
Ty
Drinkin'
Dwala,
Bros.
actually, yeah. But yes, he's a huge fan of Drinkin Bros. He came up to me. He was wearing a Bass Pro Shops hat. He's opening up for Post, or he was before this all got shut down. And he's got a Bass Pro Shop hat on. He's like, "Yo, man, big Drinkin Bros fan." I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Love to be on the show. I was like, "Fantastic. We'd love to have you on the show." He opened up and came and sat with us in VIP. Enjoy the rest of the show. Again, same performance, nothing out of the ordinary. Crushed it as always. And then he's like, "All right, great. Come backstage." So we go backstage, and he immediately starts setting up beer pong. Again, completely sober. Nothing wrong with Post Malone. No drugs, no nothing. I have never seen him take drugs. Has he at some point in his life? Probably. Just not in the last, 6 months or whatever we've been with him. So,
I mean, I have in the last fucking hour.
We're drinking fucking lean right now. So if you want to hurl some fucking stones at this glass house, go ahead, dude, because these windows will break. They will break real fast. So we go backstage. He sets up the beer pong, and he starts playing people 1-on-2. It's a 1-on-2 match. And I was getting ready to hop in, and I was just like, "Hey, man, we can go 1-on-1. It was a father and a son that was up first. And I thought that's why he was doing it. And he was like, "No, man, I'm just that good that I need to go 1-on-2 against people, or it's just not fun for me." And, of course, my fucking fraternity instincts kick in, and I'm like, "Hey, bro, this is beer pong. I went to Ohio State. I'm a goddamn fraternity all-star. Let's not say that I'm a 2-on-1 type of dude, because it's not. I'm a 1-on-1 type of guy." He goes, hangs out with his girlfriend for a minute. One of his buddies jumps in. One of his best friends from high school jump in. By the way, it was all of his best friends from high school backstage, because he's from Texas. They're from Texas. Great guys as well. And Jessie's with me, my wife, and a mutual friend of ours, Xander, is with us. Xander Pappas. And so I end up beating 2 of his friends in a row. Mm-hmm. Post comes back, and he goes, "Hey, man, did you get a partner?" And I was like, "No, man. I'm playing 1-on-1. Mm-hmm. I just killed your friends. So if you want to ask them how bad they got beat in this, go ahead. They're right there." And both of them were like, "Yo, man, he beat both of us." And he goes, "Oh, all right, shit. Well, let's go $1,000 a game. Let's go 1,000 a game." Eyes up, Dan. We got to go 1,000 a game. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm down. Fuck, I'll go 1,000 a game. Go $1,000 a game with him. Win that handily." And he's kind of laughing it off, right? One game, no big deal, blah, blah, blah. Next game, $2,000. Let's go $2,000. You're not leaving. I got the old "you're not leaving." You know what I'm saying? Win that next game. Now he's starting to get heated, right? Takes off all of his clothes except for his boxers, to which, obviously, Dan, you know when I'm backed into a corner like that, I can't be outmanned in something like that.
No, you also find male nudity hilarious.
Hilarious and necessary.
Yeah, well, I don't know about necessary, but it's...
So he took off his socks, by the way, too. Yeah, barefoot. He's in boxers. And I was like, "Oh, is this what we're doing? I'll take off all my shit, too, dude. I'm not getting flexed up like this." So I take off all my fucking clothes, drop them on the floor, and it's just him and I in a pair of boxers.
I probably would have put on more clothes. Because I feel like he's taken his off to get some kind of strategic advantage, and just to rub it in his face, I'd be like, look, give me a tuxedo, tightest one you got. I'll wear that shit right now, like James Bond, bitch.
So the beauty of it is there's some guys backstage. Earl Thomas was one of them, legendary Earl Thomas, one of the one of the greatest defensive players of our generation.
Yeah, he's probably top 10.
Probably. Earl Thomas was just like, yo, man, I'm cool. Because it's just him and I, Post and I, we're locked in at this point. Mm-hmm. He leaves. A bunch of other people leave. It's down to like just our friends and family at this point. I win the game for $5,000. And then he goes, let's go 10. Now, at this point, I'm looking out of the corner of my eye because I got another buddy with me. And I'm like, yo, man, that 10 grand? Like, because I'm fucked up at this point.
Right.
I've been drinking all night, along with everything else that goes along with seeing Post Malone. So who knows what's inside of my body at this point. And also, Post Malone is pretty goddamn good at beer pong. Right. So I'm drinking whatever I'm losing at this point, cup-wise, but not game-wise. And that's the biggest difference. So I look over at my buddy on side eye, and I'm like, yeah, it's Post Malone. It's a great story. Why not? $10,000. Crush him again at 10 grand. He's full-on fucking heated. The DJ wants to leave the party, which he does. He's out of there. He's just like, yo, man. And the coronavirus thing is now starting to be chatter of like, hey, will they cancel the show? South by Southwest got canceled like the day before. And we're in Austin. And I didn't know if that show was going to go on, to be honest with you. And they're like, no, man. He was supposed to spend 2 days in Austin, Texas, and he didn't because of the coronavirus thing. They're like, hey, man, we have a show in Denver. We've got to get there. And he's like, no, hold the fucking private plane. I'm playing one more game for $20,000.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, my God, dude. And at this point, I've now won 6 or 7 games in a row, not only off of him, but of his friends included, right? So my eyes get a little wide like this. And I don't know if he caught it out of the corner of his eye or what happened, but well, I have money, but not enough to be throwing $20,000 on a game of beer pong at 4 a.m.
It's a strategy. It's the same thing you do at a poker table. If you can afford to buy a pot, sometimes you try to buy it.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. So he goes, I tell you what, man, my friends that you beat, just give them $1,000 a piece. Just give them $2,000, and then I'll give you 20 if you win. Right? And I was like, bet, I'm in. Let's do it. Let's go. $20,000. Now, this last game was the worst game. I mean, he had 6 cups left. I had just one red solo cup left. You get 2 balls, obviously. Threw the first one in. Bazangers, dude. Everybody's like, oh, shit. And he goes to reach for the ball, and I go, don't you touch that fucking ball. I got one left. And it was just to do it. Launch it and yell out, Kobe. Boom, splappa. It goes in on top of the other ball. The whole place goes nuts. He falls to the floor.
Wait, don't you get a rebuttal?
What's that? No, because he had 6 cups left. Like, he couldn't have done all of them. Like, at that point, the game was over at that point. There was nothing. He had 6 cups left. There was nothing he could do. So he hits the floor and was just like, no fucking way. And, like, we had been talking shit now for, like, close to 3 hours. And, again, it just keeps escalating to the point of, like, are we joking anymore with each other, or is this starting to get real, you know? And I'm well aware that it's beer pong. It's just fucking beer pong at the end of the day. But still, the competition, the competitive side of me, I want this. I want this fucking victory. Right. Like the Hulk Hogan belt that's autographed by him.
Yeah, that's a real belt, too.
The strap that's behind me.
I think he wore that to his wedding, if I'm not mistaken.
Goddamn right he did. Probably the third one.
Or he wore it when he was banging that chick and yelling the N-word.
Yeah.
It's one of those two, right?
Either one. I don't know what Hulk Hogan's doing. He'll never escape that, by the way.
What? Well, yeah, you can't make a sex tape and say the N-word in it and escape that.
Weird time to say the N-word, too, is during a sex tape with a white woman.
Yeah.
But that's a story for a different day. So he gets up. My wife and I walk over, and he seems super pissed off. Post seems super pissed off. And I was just like, hey, man, great game. You know, we're huge fans, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I'd love for you to come on the show. And then he just switches, and he just starts dying laughing. He goes, I'm just fucking with you, man. That was fucking awesome. But he goes, y'all definitely need to get the fuck out of here now. So I pick up my clothes, put my clothes back on, leave. All of our phones are locked up in Yonders. So no one, I think, at this point, has gotten any physical evidence of this night whatsoever. Nothing. And I'm like, oh, man, all I kept thinking was, how am I going to tell this story with people believing me? The DJ, since the DJ left and we were playing for so long, he asked somebody to unlock their Yonder and just plug their iPhone in so we could have some music back there. And they did, and they were able to snap off one photo. If you see me in person, I will show you this one photo of me and Post Malone playing nude beer pong together. It's the most goddamn amazing thing of all time. And then afterwards, I go to the hotel. I don't remember the Uber ride back. I know that Jessie got me there. I woke up. I don't know where I'm at. I don't even know this fucking hotel, to be honest with you. I wake up. I don't know what's going on. Immediately, you check your phone because you don't know what time it is. Nothing. Windows are blacked out. There is a text message. My phone is going off. Hey, man, this is Jay, Post's tour manager. So Post said he lost $20,000 to you last night. If you could just send me your wiring info, that'd be great, and I can have that to you ASAP. Thanks again, man, and enjoy the day. And I was like, what? I still, because I don't believe it's real. It's one of those things where it's just like, hey, man, you hear these stories about Post Malone rolling into a strip club, throwing $50,000 at people or whatever, and you're like, man, he's got these wild Super Bowl bets with his friends and all that shit. And I was like, there's no way. So I sent the wiring info. In 3 hours, dude, 3 hours later, $20,000 was wired to me from Post Malone. Paid up. He paid up his bets, and I will say he's a man of his word. He's a man of the people. And he's one of the greatest motherfuckers on earth, dude.
He's one of the better live performers I've seen.
Yes, because here's the thing he's got 3 albums now, right? That's a lot of content. But if you're a big fan like myself, I wish it was like 9 albums. Yeah. Because I've been to 7 or 8 shows, and because they're all amazing live. I just wish there was more songs. Yeah. Selfishly, but he just got started. He's 24 years old. Yeah. But he lives that life. He is definitely not on drugs. Like, all we did the entire night was literally drink Bud Light seltzer, and smoke cigarettes. Now, I told you this story last time we hung out. I hadn't smoked a cigarette since 2011 until he was smoking at the Cowboys game afterwards, and I had a fucking cigarette with him then. But this night, he was smoking cigs inside, and they don't say shit to you when you're Post Malone smoking cigarettes inside.
No, it's kind of like Joe Rogan gets away with everything, and now Post Malone gets away with everything.
So I was like, all right, well, shit, I'll smoke cigarettes with Post Malone. I have not smoked cigarettes and played beer pong with another man nude like that since college, dude. And my wife said, look, I'm going to be honest, at one point at like maybe the 3:30 range in the morning, she goes, you had the biggest smile on your face like it was the greatest night of your life. And I was like, you know what? For that 4-hour moment of beer pong talking shit with another dude where everybody else was invisible in the room except for him and I talking shit, it was like being back in college again where you're like, God damn it, man, I forgot how much I missed this, because you definitely can't do that on a nightly basis unless you're a 24-year-old rock star partying around the world with, able to get away with it every day. Because his body's young enough to recover and all that other shit.
For now. Yeah. And that won't last much longer.
It goes into your 30s. He'll be fine until he's
27.
30. We'll see. Either
27
way,
is when your body turns into a giant piece of shit.
Yeah. We all learn eventually later on down the road how to fucking switch and all that other stuff. But now he's living his best life, not on drugs. Great fucking dude.
If he was doing drugs, I don't know when he was having.
He would have died, dude. I'm telling you.
I don't know when he would have had the either time that one or both of us have hung out with him when he would have had time to do it. Like,
no, there's no time. There's no way. Because we went to shows the following days.
Yeah.
So like, the shows would have been terrible. The other thing I'll say about him too is, and I don't know if this is a secret I'm giving up or whatever, but in the 4 times, the last 4 times we tried to interview him, we're trying to time this up like either before the show or the day after following the show, or that night, which is now off the table always, because I have a feeling this beer pong thing's going to go for a long time with him. He's already asked for a rematch, which I've granted, and I'd said anytime, anywhere once all this bullshit ends. But he has a vocal coach. Like, that's how serious he takes his performances, that he goes, hey, man, between 4 and, like, I think it's 5:30, because, they usually start the show around 8. Yeah. He's with his vocal coach. He is preparing to give the best show to the audiences. Now, I've been around a lot of rock stars. 90% of them don't even take the time to bother with the craft of singing to get a fucking vocal coach. He does, and he works with them every time.
And considering the kind of music he does, he could get away with not doing it.
Fuck no.
Like, it would be easier. I mean, it wouldn't be easy, but it would be possible for him to just be a lazy piece of shit all the time.
Yes.
And get away with
it. Every rap concert you go to now is essentially like that.
It's mostly the hype man making
Yeah,
the noise.
dude. So, I have nothing but positive things to say about him. Whoever these fucking Beckys are in the news or on TikTok who are like, he's on drugs. They've probably never been to a show. Obviously never got to hang out with the guy. Like, you would know when somebody's on hardcore drugs. Ask Dan. Dude.
Yeah, I would know immediately. If anyone around me was on drugs, I would know immediately. Because I've done all of them for years.
All of the drugs. So
yeah, it's dumb. That whole thing is dumb. But
thanks for a great night, Posty, if you're listening. And the rematch will be happening soon. We got some sponsors who pay for this whole shit wagon to be on the air. First and foremost, talking about ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Dan.
Yeah, it's good. I like a ghost bed. If I'm going to die.
You want to die in a ghost bed?
I don't know, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck maybe the ghost bed can get passed on to my dogs.
Yeah, you
like
can.
Whoever has my dogs, now they just come with a fucking king-size ghost bed.
Yeah.
But then I risk getting murdered by one of my friends that wants the dogs and or the ghost bed, right?
It's a nice ghost bed and a set of dogs, dude.
Yeah. It's like a tontine. Are you familiar with that?
No,
like
not
a tontine is where a group of people pay into an interest-bearing account, and whomever the last person alive is gets all the money.
Ooh, I like that.
And they're illegal for that.
I didn't know it was called a tontine. I have heard of people doing that.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was a name
it's
for
illegal for that reason, because once the number becomes significant, people are like, well, how much is murdering my friend worth? Really?
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Look, the DOD might be buying beds off of Ghost Bed here soon. I said this on Ross Patterson Revolution earlier. We actually broke into the show over there. By the way, everything is 20% off at ghostbed.com. Mattresses, pillows, sheets, you name it, it is all available there. And as always, that 36-month no-interest pay-as-you-go program is still good with that. And it gets shipped to your house in a box. They've been sealed up forever, so you're not going to get the fucking virus or any of that other bullshit. But we broke into Ross Patterson Revolution earlier with the Trump story that he was deploying naval ships.
Yeah, medical ships, yeah. And they're also, the DOD also is going to use some of its strategic reserves of certain types of protective masks to go out to people and the general public as well.
So,
like, there's a lot of stuff going on. If you didn't watch the press conference today.
Yeah, we cut in with it live. Explain it for the Gen Pop here, what that means exactly.
Well, it means, like, typically, I don't know what the percentages are for protective equipment and stuff like that, but in the event, like, you don't necessarily, when you're in garrison, get issued PPE, right? Like, you don't have a gas. You're just not walking around every day with a fucking gas mask strapped to your leg.
Right.
So they have enough.
Some people in college are.
Yeah, well, they have enough for certain types of units, and then they have a strategic reserve. Like, I mean, the 82nd Airborne has a strategic reserve of like 15,000 1911s. You know what I mean? So it's like,
really?
Yeah, it's stupid.
I didn't know that.
There's all kinds of stupid shit going on like that, and in this instance, they have a strategic reserve, and it's easier for them to backfill the military because the military has different types of appropriations, right?
Cultural?
No, money. So yeah, they just use military. So this is nothing new. I mean, the DOD is effective. I mean, them getting involved is effectively like FEMA getting involved.
Okay, because I cannot remember in my lifetime anything like this where naval ships are being deployed for essentially floating hospitals.
Well, we haven't really had a situation where we thought that hospitals were going to get super overwhelmed. I mean, there were some concerns about it with Zika and Ebola, and to a lesser degree, I think swine flu, because Jared and Matt were live on Facebook earlier, and we were talking about it in Drinkin Bros in the group. This virus happens to be more contagious, but it affects less people, right? Or I'm sorry, that's right. It affects less people, but it affects them more harshly, right? So
there'll be a higher mortality rate.
Well, not necessarily. If it's under control and we get those vulnerable people, tested early and all that bullshit. But that's the point, right? We want to have, we want the medical professionals to be available to work with those people and not people like us,
right? That
are not at risk. Like you and I are not at risk in any way, really.
I'm definitely not. I mean, We've done the opposite of what everyone has told us to do, and that might be the good thing.
Well, this started in November, so it's like technically it started in November. We didn't have any reported cases here before then,
Sure.
but you and I have been in 50 different cities between November and now.
But last week.
So there's no way we haven't been exposed to it. But anyways, the point of that is we haven't seen anything where they are really afraid of the panic. Like even with swine flu and shit like that, there wasn't this panic associated. People weren't buying all the toilet paper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's retarded. There's the government issues some very easy guidelines to follow, and people are like, just lose their fucking minds. Like, just chill out for a couple of weeks. Let's make sure we head this off. Stay away from old people if you can. Make sure that you don't transmit it to them. But otherwise, like, you're not gonna die imminently if you're fucking young.
You were partying with a couple 90-year-olds last night.
Yeah.
Real late.
It's me and two dudes.
Yep. All going down on each other at the
Well,
same
they
time.
wanted to use my I have a PlayStation VR, right? So they wanted to play.
Oh, okay. That's a fun thing.
Yeah.
They just
So
crash
we were
right
just
in the
all
wall.
sharing equipment. Yeah.
You guys are playing Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Next up, we got KillcliffCBD.com. Best in the biz, kids. Here it is. Here's the can. Grapest of all time. The goats right here. I drink the
think
grape all
it's
the time.
cereal grapist.
I wish it was.
Oh, speaking of
Wish
grape,
it was.
they got a grape goat or like a purple goat head made,
Yeah.
and it has like a big gold chain on it, and they're sending it to us. It's going to be on the fucking wall back
You're
here.
kidding me.
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Look at the fine folks at KillcliffCBD.com. Look, promo code Drinkin Bros. Each can has 25 milligrams of CBD in it. You will not piss hot. If you are stuck at home with your family, there's nothing better than popping 25 milligrams of CBD down the old gullets, if you know what I'm saying. And the beauty of it is they're now giving 30% off with the promo code Drinkin Bros. 30% off and free shipping. You will not beat that. That knocks it down to fucking $2.50 a can, for Christ's sakes.
I don't know about your math, but it's a great
Whatever. Nobody's going to accuse me of being fucking Stephen Hawking. I like how I've just not cared anymore. Since
Is it
the
because of your
coronavirus
legs?
is around. No, it's because of my mouth. It's just wide open all the time when I sleep. Nailed it. Boom.
We call that doing the Terry Schiavo.
Oh, the Shivo?
Yeah. So Jared and I made a website back in 2008.
I'm sure KillcliffCBD.com loves the Shivo reference.
It was called dotheshivo.com, and what I did, we went on the internet and found all these pictures of people making that face, like the Pope, like everybody we could find. And it was like a big picture of thousands of these fucking pictures. Total waste of time.
Total waste of time. But going to KillcliffCBD.com is not promo code Drinkin Bros, 30% off and free shipping. It'll come right to your house. Last but not least, ExpressVPN.com/Drinkin Bros. Protect your digital butthole.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck around with your butthole.
Not well.
Like now more than ever.
No, you don't want to fuck around with your bank account now more than ever.
Oh, I thought we were talking. What were we talking about?
Both. Both. Look, chances are you're social distance and nobody's near your butthole. But somebody's trying to get near your bank account. They're going to steal your shit.
Yeah, you can't get coronavirus on the internet.
So
they'll steal your shit.
They're going to steal your fucking shit.
Yeah.
So go to expressvpn.com /Drinkin Bros today and protect yourself. It's an app that runs in the background of your everything you got. iPhones, laptops, desktops, hard tops, soft tops, you name it, iPads.
I just got an update for mine.
Did you really? Nice.
Well, I mean, it hasn't updated yet, but I got a little. There's an update available for.
Correctamundo. Go to expressvpn.com /Drinkin Bros today. People will be trying to steal your banking info, my man. I can assure you of that because it's going to get probably desperate here if the market keeps going like this.
Yeah, part of the word desperate is separate. Is that right?
No. Look at that. Look at that.
Separate but equal.
Yeah. What'd you do last night to prep, dude?
To prep?
Yeah.
I'm prepped.
So you're good to go
That's
across
why,
the board.
like-
Hey, dude, Evan's sending us some Noveskis down here.
Yeah,
man.
some rifles, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand, or I guess it was Dale. Dale originally said he doesn't understand the phrase prepper because I done been prepped.
Yeah. You done been prepped. You're
Yeah.
good to go.
Done been prepped is T-shirt line.
You're good to go. It's funny, man, because we're going live with Ross Patterson Revolution. We're going live with Drinkin Bros, and we're going to go live tomorrow with Drinkin Broettes. The beauty of it is Tiffany was prepped too. She was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm good." And I was like, "Well, you're a fucking seer specialist. Like, if anyone's going to survive out of all of us, it's probably fucking."
Well, I was
Tiffany.
talking to Evan this morning because he needed our FFL to send us a gun out or some guns out here.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just talking about, if you need to E&E back to the ranch, by the ranch, we mean the ranch in San Antonio that Black Rifle owns. Those will come in handy. And I'm like, I'm not worried about it. Like, all these millennials can't even change their car tires.
No.
So how are they going to fucking survive in the wilderness?
Yeah, I'd tell you what, they've learned how to shop at the grocery store, though. Fucking shit's empty, dude. Still haven't gotten toilet paper. I'm down to like 15 rolls. Should I be concerned?
How much toilet paper do you use?
We have 4 people in the house, and I have babies. I have young kids. So here's what they'll do. He'll just take a shit, just wipe with a half a roll, and I'm just like, whoa. And he's 5. He doesn't really understand. I keep telling him.
He'll understand if you go upside his head a couple times.
Trust me. I will. Or I replace that toilet paper with sandpaper. And it's just like,
or just pour Tabasco sauce on like every 10th sheet.
Yeah, and just be like, hey. Surprise!
Yeah, and if he walks out of there with a sweaty butthole, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Like, hey, you use too much.
You asking my kids, let me see your butthole, dude. If it gets that desperate.
It's like checking their teeth to see, or their toothbrush to see if it's wet.
Yeah. Let me see your butthole, dude. What's that beehole look like? Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Look, we could be there soon. Who fucking knows? What's your prediction for all of this shit? You personally?
Prediction.
I've never asked you that on air yet.
Prediction for what?
When this is going to go away, or when life will return to normal?
Normal, I guess. I mean, so usually when you're talking about the biggest issues for me are, one, all this dumbass panic bullshit, and then 2 is supply chain stuff, right? So, as a former emergency management person, that's kind of what I think about. Usually there's going to be like 2 or 3 different phases. Like, there's the first phase now where people are panicking and they fucking buy everything. Then there'll be some restocking going on, and then there'll be another phase of panic where people go out and buy everything that's available again. And then the situation will start to come to an end in 3 to 4 weeks, maybe less if people stay in place. And some of the data we're getting proves to be true, like the vaccines that they're working on and shit like that. But then again, as soon as everything is readily available again, there will be a period of reticence where, it takes time to hire people that you've fired. It takes time to put money back into the system to restart a company that had to shut down. All this stuff takes time. So I think 6 to 8 weeks we'll be back to normal, something like that.
Okay. I hope so. That'd be great. Nobody's really given a prediction. I mean, Trump has, obviously. He's the president. He has different access to information than we don't. But all right, 6 to 8 weeks. Look, that I could do. Shit, you start getting into 6 to 8 months. That's when shit gets wild.
I mean, it is what it is. It's not that big a deal for me, because I don't go anywhere and do anything anyway.
You know what's but you know what's a big deal for me is sports, man.
Yeah, it's irritating. I mean, but there's
I
luckily
really miss sports, and I know that sounds fucked up, but like I have a good relationship with my family, and my wife, and my kids. Like I just enjoy sports, man, and I like it being on at different places. Last night, man, was St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
I didn't know it was St. Patrick's Day until fucking 10 o'clock last night, and I was just like, oh shit. Nobody was doing anything, and the only reason I knew is because they live streamed a Dropkick Murphys concert on Twitter.
Yeah.
And they were playing in front of no audience.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. That part's weird. It's all weird a little bit, though. But it's like anytime there's any kind of major situation like this, what you're going to see is like society will change, right? Like this will create some level of better understanding of what might happen in a disaster situation, and people will, like, your shopping habits change, right? Like, no one would have ever thought to have a bunch of spare food at their house, dry food, or I mean, not that I'm not talking about with this event. I mean, back in the day.
Sure. Like
preppers, that's the thing that happened as people started to become more aware of what could happen if our energy system failed, or if any of this shit happened, like a major, like an invasion or a terrorist attack, something like that. And that changes the way, like, businesses sprout up from that. So a lot of people worry about the economy and stuff like that. And look, we're going to experience a recession. There's no way around it. we'll be able to buy our way out of a lot of it. But new businesses will pop up from this. The prepper businesses where people are buying food and water and shit like that.
Yeah.
Guns and ammo will do really well. There's a lot of.
I was at the gun store at lunch today,
Yeah.
man, and they were sweating. They were sweating in there. They were like, "Yo, man, this is the busiest we've ever been."
There's a lot of businesses that will pop up out of this, and there will be lifestyle changes as well. I think people will spend less time in restaurants and spend more time buying Postmates and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think people will spend more time buying, not that people aren't already in process with this transition, but retail sales have gone down dramatically over the last 20 years while Amazon has gone way the fuck up. And in other countries in Asia, obviously Alibaba and shit like that. So I think it's just going to exacerbate those things. If you're a mom and pop retail shop, you're probably fine because this is actually from The Office, but it makes sense. You either know what you want and you go online and buy it, or you don't know and you go into a store and look for it.
Right.
Big companies that rely on mass sales because they have slim margins can't do that. They can't keep their store open if it's not like it can't be profitable like that unless they're selling hundreds of thousands of items a day.
Yeah.
But a small mom and pop shop can. So that's the stuff that will be left. So if you're thinking about starting a business in the next couple of months, or if you had plans to start a business, you're fine, in my opinion. Because people in times like this rely, and as e-commerce becomes bigger, mom and pop businesses do better, typically.
Yeah. It depends if you have the capital to do it, you know? That's going to be the problem, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, if you're smart, you can start a business without a whole lot of capital.
Yeah. It's easier with more capital, I can tell you that.
Everything's easier with more capital.
I can tell you that from a first-hand knowledge. It's a lot easier with money. I can say that. Let's switch over to Bernie Sanders. There is a rumor today that he is pulling out of the race. His team has vigorously denied it. However, he is not, which I find interesting. After the third Super Tuesday last night, where he got fucking housed by Biden in 20-plus points in almost every state, I mean, it was an absolute bloodbath.
Yeah, I mean, that
Should he pull out at this point?
I guess it depends on what his goals are. You know, I feel like he got beat pretty fairly this time.
Well, he got beat by the DNC.
I don't know that that's true.
They pulled out. If Mayor Pete and Klobuchar and all them,
Yeah,
if they stay in the race all of this time, I don't think he loses. Actually,
maybe, but people drop out of races all the time, and it's pretty standard for.
but not all at the same time.
No, but it became pretty clear that none of them had any chance after Super Tuesday.
So after this third Super Tuesday, it now is very apparent that Bernie has no chance.
Right.
Having run on a platform of the rich are fucking evil and we need to take everybody's money and tax the shit out of them and all that other shit, which is ironic because he's rich. He is sitting on the biggest war chest as far as money goes for a campaign besides Trump. Should he get out now and give this money back to the fucking people and the businesses that actually need it, exactly like he said throughout his campaign? Or should he just continue on just because he can? Because let's face it, he could go all the way to June if he wanted to. But what's the fucking point? You're out now.
Well, I guess it depends on what the point of his whole campaign was. Like, if it's to really affect change in the United States, he has not done that. Like, there aren't more people now that believe in democratic socialism. As a matter of fact, that the Democratic Party is fractured, but even his side of the party is fractured because AOC doesn't support him anymore. As a matter of fact, there's some.
I did not know that. What did she came out and said something?
Until he like renounces fucking Joe Rogan or some shit like that. Like it was weird.
You're kidding.
Yeah, it was weird. So it's like
Rogan got killed for that interview as well, by the way.
Yeah, but he got killed for the Tulsi Gabbard thing too, for not like he's not a goddamn. It's not his job to get on there and fucking light people up.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I agree.
anyways, yeah. That part of that's kind of the left's MO. Other than the Tea Party people who came in and fucking ruined the Republican Party for a couple of years, fucked them over pretty well. And other than Ross Perot back in the day running as an independent and fucking over George H.W. Bush. By the way, the only reason Bill Clinton never got elected was because of Ross Perot. It had nothing to do with George H.W. Bush. Like, he would have won that election had Ross Perot not gotten involved. At any rate, yeah, the left likes to cannibalize its own people.
Yes.
Frequently. Like, you believe 20% differently than me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean, if you honestly, to me, it's like religion. If you honestly believe that capitalism is evil and you're not doing something to try to stop it, you're kind of a fucking pussy, right? So how do you convey to your to all these people who've believed in you this whole time, and it's millions of people that want change, that like, oh, we're just gonna settle for another old white man that's a fucking standard Democrat, like an establishment person that doesn't give a fuck about you and loves business and corporations and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like how do you squeeze that in? I don't know. I mean, the answer, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna say anybody but Trump, because he said that during the debate. Like no matter what happens, we have to get Trump.
Everybody
out of here.
says that though.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing about it for me, if I'm a Democrat, right, to swallow is the fact that yes, you are now going with the candidate that is everything you said you hated and were against, and that you were going to change coming up in the 2020 election. Now you're down with the same old guy who was running this is his third time at president. He's only gotten older now. And in my opinion, before this coronavirus started, I said that there was no way Trump wouldn't get reelected unless there was an economy crash.
Right.
But this economy crash that's happening currently is not because of him or his policies. It's because of a pandemic of the likes that we've never seen.
Yeah, that may or may not matter.
I don't think it will, right?
We'll see. People don't like to change during a crisis, whether it's war or some kind of crisis. Usually they'll reelect whomever's in office, provided they're not completely incompetent.
Right.
And say what you want about Trump and how he's acted. I mean, we're doing it right. I'm still not sure why everybody was so butthurt about putting Pence in charge of a task force. Like these people don't understand emergency management and emergency response. For example, let me give you a fucking example here. Let's say there's some kind of incident at a building in Wilmington, and the first people to show up are the fire department, which is typical. Fire departments show up pretty quick to stuff. Whomever the ranking person in that fire brigade becomes the incident commander. And then until someone who either outranks him or has a better specialty or has been designated and a commander by the mayor or the city manager or whomever else is in the chain of command, that person, even if it's not a fire, that guy who's senior, who's trained in emergency management, handles the situation. That doesn't mean he's trying to triage people or provide medicine or any of that bullshit. All it means is he's a fucking task force leader at that point. So the whole thing where they were bitching about, well, Pence isn't a medical professional. No, but the 8 people on stage behind him that are reporting directly to him so he can brief the president are fuckface. Like, that's the whole goddamn point. But these people, like, go read CNN on any day, and it's like, fucking 7 things Trump said about coronavirus that makes him sound like a little bitch or whatever the fuck kind of stupid headlines they have on there. These people, I feel like CNN especially has a lot of explaining to do about their coverage of all this, because they have driven the panic more than any other organization. And I feel like I feel like that organization, I feel like CNN needs to be shut the fuck down. Like, there's got to be an off switch for these people at some point, because like, the president will go on stage with all of his people, deliver a thing, and then Don Lemon an hour later will come out, the president's lying to you, he's gaslighting you. Shut the fuck up, you stupid piece of shit. Like, you're making panic worse.
Yes.
Motherfucker. Look, the election's in November. This shit'll be over by then. If you want to make your political point, wait until this is over and people are safe, and then do it. Yeah. You know, you stupid motherfucker. This guy he's the biggest piece of shit on earth, I think.
We've crossed that threshold, though, of, hey, man, I care what's for the good of the people versus what's good for ratings. And Don Lemon and CNN are on the other side of, like, fuck it, man. Let's go for ratings and keep our jobs versus, you know, let's just listen to the president. We'll try to figure this out as we go along, because I don't care who's in office, Obama, Trump, or whoever. No one was prepared for this. So what are you going to do about
and then
this,
the first question Trump took today at that press conference from the gallery was, why do you keep calling this the Chinese coronavirus? And he's like, because China said that it started from a U.S. soldier. Like, there's some kind of fucking conspiracy that we sent it over there to infect them, and I'm telling you that's not going to happen. We're not letting them say that without some kind of rebuttal, and she shut the fuck up after that.
Because that is going on in the Chinese media right now. That it was American soldiers that started this disease. They got them out of the country, and now China's, whatever. So
it's all dumb.
it's all wrong. It's all goddamn wrong. But I can't think of anything worse than Boston losing Tom Brady on St. Patrick's Day last night.
It's pretty funny, to be honest.
Buccaneers he went to, huh?
I mean, I don't think he's officially signed yet.
I heard it happened this morning, but
who
knows?
The Falcons signed Dante Fowler.
Who cares?
He had 12 sacks last year.
He's fine. He's not the answer, though. You know, he's not the goddamn answer.
There's no answer to that Falcons situation.
Unless
start over.
The season's not really going to happen, but we'll see. The other possibility that popped up today is the November election going to take place in time? The reason why they ask that is after last night's bloodbath, the governor of Ohio shot down their own Supreme Court and said, no, we're not having people come out and vote for a stupid fucking primary.
Yeah.
Which was smart on his behalf, in my opinion. You can't just tell the rest of the nation and the world to keep yourselves locked inside and distance yourself and then be like, well, you should really go on down to the ballot box and get your fucking votes in for the primary. No one gives a shit. Now that it is out of hand here and the DNC has finally said, all right, great, we're going to mail in the rest of these ballots for the primaries. Could this push the election if this goes further, you think? Would they? You think they would still have it?
I just don't think that this is going to last that long. I mean, I guess theoretically anything could happen.
It could.
Who the fuck knows? But if we tested every single person that came into contact with and contracted coronavirus, the mortality rate would be like 0.002%, something like that, which is like you're safer crossing the street. But it is like very dangerous to a very specific group of people. So I understand the quarantine and stuff like that. Maybe we should just make internment camps like we did for the Japanese, but for all the old people. And then
just what are you putting them in paper tents?
I got him.
Finally got Alec.
Yep.
One of our producers finally made Alec laugh. It's very rare. It's a very rare sight.
Yeah. We'll just like have them stamping license plates and shit.
Yep.
Like jail.
Old people.
There's some places that have actually let all the nonviolent offenders out of prison.
L.A., Los Angeles is
a couple,
yeah.
Which is they should have done that anyways. To be honest, if it's weed related, like 30% of the people in jail are in prison for some kind of weed related offense, even if it's a secondary offense.
Sure.
Like, come on, man, let's get out.
Great time to get a DUI if you're out there.
Yeah, let's do it. Actually, the police in most places aren't responding to any non-emergency calls. So unless you wreck,
no.
But probably don't drive drunk. I don't know.
No, obviously don't drive drunk. But look, if you're out there and you've got some offenses out in L.A., you might be all right on this one.
By the way, speaking of all this, I talked to Postmates this morning, just asking them if they're going to do any kind of, like, I know Amazon's hiring a lot of people, and they're not there yet.
They're not, okay.
But if they were, we were going to offer to help them, like, if you're looking for a job, short-term work, go do it.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, if you are looking for short-term work right now, Postmates is probably a good place to look, or Amazon, because they're both looking to hire people. But anyways, Postmates specifically they're thinking about better ways to promote the fact that they don't just deliver food. There's other stuff there, and just give it a look. Go check it out and see if any of the stuff that you're looking for, whether it's just like basic household items or whatever that aren't available on some other platform, Amazon or whatever, that you can get without actually going out and fucking having to deal. Because it's not just about, like, maybe you and your whole family are completely healthy or you've already experienced it, like we probably have, and you don't have anybody in your life that's going to be susceptible to that kind of virus. But you don't want to go out and deal with the fucking chaos or the lines or any of that horse shit, because it's fucking nuts right now. Like, it's like an hour-long line at Chick-fil-A.
It's crazy, man. And I was in it today. I went out for lunch, and it was a madhouse at every fucking fast food and everything else. Postmates is offering, I mean, they called us up and asked and said, hey, man, we love your audience and all this shit. They're offering $100 in free delivery fees right now. It might be for first-time users if you're just using the app for the first time. Because a lot of people are. Because everybody who hadn't heard of Postmates or used it before.
Just create a new username. Yep. I'm not telling you to cheat. I'm just saying that I cheat every single day.
Yeah. Create a new username. Promo code Drinkin Bros. $100 off of delivery fees at Postmates, which is amazing, by the way. It really knocks it down. It's the best deal in the biz. So they're really cool for doing that. We want to give them a shout out. So go to Postmates and just pop in Drinkin Bros for $100 in free delivery.
Donald Trump intentionally uses inflammatory language saying China virus.
Nope, we call it a Chinese virus here too, my man.
Look, if you hear that a virus began in Wuhan, China, and you see your Chinese friend or neighbor who's lived in America for 30 goddamn years, and you think, hey, they might have it, man, then you're a fucking idiot. Nothing the president said was going to make you dumber. You're just dumb, dude.
You're really fucking
You got
dumb.
the same skin color as somebody I don't like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Dale, by the way, is not like that. Clef and Dale.
There may or may not be a show airing Saturday nights, a little too buzzed to air with a couple of West Virginia preppers named Clef and Dale. That's all I'm going to say now. If you're listening on Saturday nights, you will hear them. And more positive news.
You either saw it live or you didn't.
Yeah, on the video
For the
show.
video.
For the video show.
It was elegant, to say the
a
least.
glitch in the system, but it seems to be a glitch in every fucking system these days. The positive news about this, there is a rising sale of sex toys.
Oh, good for
Since
them.
the coronavirus.
Good for them.
Makes sense, though, when you read it. If you're at home this much, right? Typically, you're not home with your partner this much. You're getting a little bored. You're going to try some new shit.
I wonder how many babies are going to be born 9 to 10 months from now.
Oh, dude, that's what they said. So they're expecting a huge boom from this in childbirth. But sex toys is a great one. I don't know what you did with those butt plugs. They're gone from your desk. But now's the time, man. Yeah, does Amazon sell? They sell sex toys, right?
They do, yeah. But they have weird names for them that are a little less explicit than what you might see on an Adam and Eve or something, right?
How so?
Hold on, let me look one up. It's like a personal massager or something like that instead of use this to blast out your butthole.
Yeah.
There's a lot of euphemisms over there, and it has a whole section on how to put old people in internment camps, which is what I want to do.
I can't wait to call my mom and dad after this show and be like, hey, don't watch this one.
Do you remember the Japanese back in World War II?
Yeah, could you imagine? Hey, mom and dad, why don't you get your fucking paper pants on because you're getting ready to go to work.
You're out.
work. Yeah, the sex toy thing is rad because that's exactly where my mind went. I'm just glad that people are reporting it. As I was like, man, look at this. Now's the time to get that sex swing, those crotchless panties, the edibles maybe. Well, maybe not the edibles. If you're out of toilet paper, don't get the edible fucking underwear.
I use the biscuit and gravy flavored edible underwear. Yeah.
You don't say.
Yeah.
You don't say.
I grew up in the South. I don't know what to tell you.
Butter on the dong, biscuits and gravy in the back.
A little butter, yeah. And it's mostly white gravy, mostly.
Okay. Have you started cooking yet?
Cooking? No.
Yeah, me neither.
No, I'm going to order Postmates until they stop running.
Same here. Yeah.
That's how I mean.
And supporting the local businesses, like
that's they're doing that. So
yeah,
that's
true. It's true. The other ones like that are closer to my house, I've gone in because I'm on the way home from work or whatever. But yeah, what's your go-to fast food here these days?
I mean, I'm a Chick-fil-A guy, obviously.
Same, but I like lines at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but here's and I fucking hate to promote these assholes because they it's not like they fucking need it.
Who?
But Chick-fil-A. But you can download the Chick-fil-A app and then order your shit and then literally drive there, click a button when you arrive, and they'll fucking come outside and just hand it to you.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
God, they're living on another planet, aren't they?
Yeah, they're the best, obviously. For a myriad of reasons, but that's one of them.
Our little Caesars here in Wilmington has a drive-through, which is
the one over here on 16th Street.
Yeah. I'm a gigantic Little Caesars fan. I always have been. I know it's a shittier version of pizza than everyone else, but there's something about it. That and that crazy bread. Man, every time I bang two breadsticks together, it's like I'm banging two dongs together.
I like Zaxby's too.
I'm not a Zaxby's fan.
Big
People
fan.
in the South are Zaxby's fans, big fans of that. I can't get down on it. I can't get down on Zaxby's.
I enjoy it.
None of these are sponsors, by the way, but they can be.
No, and I'll tell you,
Zaxby's,
my McDonald's order is double quarter pounder with cheese, no onions.
Okay.
Right, and a 20-piece.
Oof. Are you not getting fries?
No, fries are pointless.
Yikes. A 20-piece. That's too much, dog. A 20-piece?
It's called being American.
You eat 2 meals per meal, though.
Typically.
When you and Burnt Coots got together, What was your fucking lunch bill like?
We just ate constantly all day.
No shit.
Yeah.
What was your lunch bill like? It had to have been massive because you're eating 2 meals apiece.
More or less, yeah. But I mean, we're like, it's shitty food. Like, there aren't any expensive restaurants in fucking Sheridan, Wyoming. You know what I mean?
I haven't been there.
It's a nice town, but it's not like there's like 3 or 4 restaurants, and I would say they're equivalent to Applebee's.
Okay.
To be honest,
That's what I figured.
If I had to, not to shit talk them or anything, but I think that's kind of where the quality level.
Did you guys go to Montana too?
We flew into Montana to Billings, then we drove down.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What's that drive like?
It's like 2 hours.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Man, I'm way off of my geography.
But I flew out of Sheridan, so it wasn't. Both were fine. Although
I thought Montana was so much farther away from Wyoming.
It borders
Does
Wyoming.
it really?
Yeah, and Sheridan is on the border, like right near the northern border.
I'm a dummy, dude.
Yeah, you are. Well,
I'm a dummy.
I mean,
Those
who
are two
needs
states that I just don't. I don't know that I've been to Montana.
It's not like we're gonna fucking ride the Oregon Trail again. You don't need to know how to get from North Carolina
should.
to Montana. No, you don't.
You never know.
Just keep going west, man.
You never know. Because if things get bad enough, we're gonna go out to Bison Union and take down one of those bison.
Yeah, I was.
We could feed each other forever off that.
One of those is about 600 to 800 pounds, and he's
Yeah.
got about 200 of them. So I think we'll last for the next 200 years. Basically, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Is it snowing yet there?
What do you mean yet? I mean,
it's the end of March. Don't they have like 1 week off where it's not snowing and it's like the beginning of March?
It's not that bad. It's actually like 70s to low 90s during the summer.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
It's really nice in the summertime.
All right.
But as for green grass, it only lasts as long as the snow runoff.
Okay.
And then it's super bright, like neon green almost, and then it just goes away. It's brown again.
Well, there's an easy joke there.
Brown.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go there.
What did I think of Billings? Somebody just asked. I didn't.
All right.
There's nothing there.
Hey, nothing there.
There's an airport and a fucking tiny ass little town.
I didn't know if it was like, a river runs through it. Brad Pitt.
It's pretty
everybody
there.
just fucking fly fishing all day.
No, it's nice. I mean, it's pretty there, but it's not like there's not a whole lot going on.
All right,
I don't know what you want me to say.
I didn't know if you did anything there. Punched a bear. Fucking went fly fishing.
I
did
fucked
anything
a
cool.
bear.
Yeah.
Then punched a fly fisher.
Okay.
In the face.
There you go. Let's come up with that. Let's go to the Drinkin Bro of the week. We want to hear from you guys. We're live on YouTube right now. Write in the comments section who your Drinkin Bro of the week is, and we will say it live on air. Since we are going live every single day until this pandemic is behind us, we're going to do this periodically and just go through the YouTube comments here. So whoever your Drinkin Bro of the week is, submit it in the comments, and we'll do it. We'll do it. Bubba Crocked says, laughing my ass off. You didn't miss much. Billings is the biggest city here in Montana. So he is in Montana. Everybody says the same thing, though. They're like, it's the most beautiful state there is. Don't move here. Don't fuck it up for us.
Yeah, it's nice as long as you don't need anything.
Fun fact, Wyoming is the state where most of the billionaires are buying up property right now.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there right now.
Yeah. Michael Lopez said his Drinkin Bro of the week is Harambe. You know, Michael, I would like to say this to you, and I'm going to look right down the barrel, right into camera. If he were still alive today, we wouldn't be in any of this stuff right now. He would have beat the coronavirus.
Yeah, like he didn't beat that child.
Exactly.
He could have too.
He could have.
He could have ripped that child's arms off. What the fuck are you
he
laughing
didn't.
at? I'm trying to
Alec?
give him some props.
Alec, we're trying to give Harambe
Harambe
props.
was a kind and gentle beast.
R.I.P. Harambe.
And we murdered him because some lady couldn't keep control of her shitty kid.
Yeah.
That kid's out there somewhere, and if you see that kid, I'm not saying punch him in the face.
No, not at all.
But
not at all.
I'm not saying that.
You're not saying that. I like how that was the first one we got in was Harambe.
Yeah.
Only our audience were like, hey, man, let's go with Harambe for the Drinkin Bro of the week. In times like these, I wish he was here. I really do. So Harambe, you beautiful, big fucking beast. I love you. I miss you, and I think about you every single day. You want to check out the rap video I made dedicated to him, check out We Are All Harambe. Still, to this day, the greatest video I've ever made in my entire life of all time. Casey Sellner says, thanks for making my brother Drinkin Bro of the week last week. He was hyped and very honored to receive it. Dude, we are always honored to give it out to you guys, man. Submit it to Drinkin Bros podcast on Facebook. Just submit your message for Drinkin Bro of the Week. We read it live on the air. We don't pre-read any of them. That way it's fresh and whatever happens. Chris Karshia, hope I'm saying your last name right, says his Drinkin Bro of the Week is the first responders. Absolutely, man. Man, those guys are still working their asses off during all this bullshit.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many fucking calls they're getting. So absolutely, any cops, firefighters, paramedics.
Yeah, and part of the
anybody listening out there,
part of the emergency management protocol for a lot of places, and I know this is the case federally, is if things get to a certain level, then they become quarantined within their own space as well, because they get they get exposed so much, and two, we can't afford for them to either get sick or transmit outside of their group since they're seeing so many different people. So luckily that hasn't happened yet in most places. But, yeah, they're definitely up against it right now.
For sure, man. For sure. Ivan Huerta. I like that name. Bill O'Brien is my Drinkin Bro of the Week for making the second worst move of all time yesterday, second only to the Brock Osweiler contract.
Yeah, that was real
that
bad.
DeAndre Hopkins trade was the worst I've
And apparently,
seen
I don't know
in
if you
a
saw
while.
Michael Irvin talking about it today, but he talked to DeAndre Hopkins, and he was like, Bill O'Brien and the guys brought him in and said that he had too much influence over the locker room, and then compared him. It's like the last time I had to have a conversation like this was with Aaron Hernandez.
You're kidding.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck? DeAndre Hopkins is like one of the best receiver in the league, and two, he's like a nice guy, and he's taking control in the locker room.
Yeah.
Isn't that all the things you want from a player?
And after I watched that Netflix doc with Hernandez, he was like the weirdest guy ever, apparently, to all the players. So, what the fuck? Richard Danoff, truckers are doing it all too. Drinkin Bro of the Week. Yeah, of course, man. Shit. That's the only reason all these shelves are getting somewhat restocked. Every grocery store that I've gone to in the last 5-6 days is they are restocking things. It's not toilet paper, but they are restocking everything else. So you bet, man. And the cashiers at the stores look exhausted. I mean, just exhausted.
I don't know. I've been shopping once this whole time.
I just keep going back just in
to
case.
see?
Nah, just in case, just in case there's toilet paper popping up. Michael Del Santo says, Bud Heavy is my hero at this particular moment of my Drinkin Bro of the Week. I understand that too. We've been drinking every day. We typically don't drink this much. I mean, we drink, but we don't
I don't really
drink this.
I don't really drink much if we're not on the road.
No. Ruben Steiner, my Drinkin Bro of the Week is the Parker brothers, who coined the term ping pong to honor Ross's triumphant win last week over Post Malone. Yes! I like that a lot. I'm a big fan. Damn it, man. That was one of the funnest nights of my life. And I hope he listens to this show, because I'm a gigantic fan, and it was awesome. And it was awesome to put my dominance on display yet again. My propensity to come up big in fucking bar games is just amazing. I'm an amazing human, Dan.
Yeah, it's probably because it doesn't matter.
It does. It all depends on the individual. I can tell you this. I know why he's got so many goddamn hits after playing him. There is a competitive fire in that guy that wants to fucking win, man. And that's why he's got so many hits. And the same thing I thought when I watched that Taylor Swift doc on Netflix. Not that I'm the biggest Taylor Swift fan, obviously, but I try to watch things to figure out people's work ethic. And her work ethic is second to none. Like, there's a reason why she has a million hits.
People will get famous or popular or successful in the short term if you're just talented but still lazy. But to have multiple platinum albums like that, which both of those folks do, is that's a different level of stuff. Like, you can't look at some of the people that have had trouble with either they couldn't keep it together mentally or psychologically or physically or whatever the case is, or they were in drugs or whatever the fuck. Plenty of people have come and gone.
Oh yeah.
People that were more talented. Like, look, some bands are definitely a flash in the pan. They're a one-hit wonder.
Sure.
Like Chumbawamba, for example. They're never gonna. They get that song and that's it.
No,
right?
I think right now they're just knocked down, but I believe they'll get up again.
No, they have that one song and that's it for them. But there are some bands that have like a great album and you're like, what happened after that? that's what I think is the difference.
You watch the Taylor Swift doc, and it doesn't even look like she showered half the time because she's just always in the studio making music. It takes the shine off. If you thought Taylor Swift was hot, like really hot, like I did, I thought she was attractive. I watched that and I was like, oh man, she doesn't shower or really have that much personal hygiene. She's always wearing a baggy sweatshirt and pajama pants.
I never thought she looks like she probably lives in a trailer park.
She doesn't.
I know she's rich now, but she looks like when she first came out and stuff. I'm like, oh boy.
No,
she doesn't have the only physical feature she has that is to me attractive is like the determination in her eyes. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, you could tell she's a fucking alpha. That's attractive. But her physically, no way.
And
but she's also super
down
talented.
With a knife to the middle of your chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
She's got
coming.
that look in her eyes.
It's coming. Somebody's gonna murder me at some point.
Let's see who else.
Christopher Broman says Joseph Gaetti, the inventor of the most important piece of technology today, commercially available toilet paper.
He nailed it with that one. Drinkin Bro of the week. David Murkowski says Drinkin Bro of the week. Are you guys submitting for or putting a show up every day? Yes, we are. So submit as many as you want, man, to the Facebook page, and watch us we're gonna go live pretty much every day, I think, because look, we know everybody's out of entertainment at this point. Therefore, this show is going live. Ross Patterson Revolution is going live. Drinkin Broettes is going live tomorrow. We'll be going live with fake news, Drinkin Bros fake news tomorrow.
Yeah, we're probably gonna do 2 live shows tomorrow. I think.
Yeah.
We're going to try. We'll see how it works out tech-wise, but we're going to try to do 2 tomorrow.
And then I think we're going to do like an end-of-the-world episode on the beach again.
On Friday, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll try to pop that up for Monday, but we'll be here. We'll be here. I'm going to get to the last person here that says... It says, I want to give Spuds McKenzie the Drinkin Bro of the week, dude. When's the last time you heard a Spuds McKenzie reference?
Yeah, I don't think he's alive.
He's not. He's not alive.
And they don't really there's not an animal out there that's partying anymore.
No.
Because he did that.
Harambe's dead.
Yeah, he did that for you.
He didn't do it for himself.
Like, Spuds knew that life was hard.
Yes.
He knew that it's easy to get depressed. Like, look, most people are working 9-to-5 jobs, and, 50% of them are working paycheck to paycheck. Life can be very difficult.
Yeah.
And he knew that. And he was like, hey, look, I'm out here partying for you.
I'm riding
and now
the
that doesn't
surfboard.
exist. I think that's one of the expressions are one of the reasons for millennials being so depressed.
Yeah.
Like, there's no animal dedicated to partying on their behalf anymore.
There's no party animal
out
there.
Yeah. So it's like, we got to get one, I guess. I don't know what to do. Maybe a giraffe named Derek that's just smoking weed all day. He's wearing like a fucking 3-piece suit and one of those fucking driver's hats, like Morgan Freeman, and he's just chiefing on fucking weed all day. Just smoking,
dude.
Burning it down. And he's just like not even standing or sitting like a giraffe. He's like leaning on shit. He's like, you can do this too if you really believe.
So what you're saying is this. The only thing the biggest hero we need essentially in life right now is a fucking
giraffe named Derek.
Party animal.
Who is high as fuck all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And he talks that way. Once he becomes popular, he can start talking about important things like, hey, toilet paper is important, but you can just take a shower before you go eat ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a lot of there's more than one ways to skin a cat.
Hi, my name's Derek, the partying giraffe, and I'm here to talk to you today about COVID-19.
Yeah.
Life isn't always a party. Sometimes you have to distance yourself socially.
And think about the giraffe is not going to be that susceptible to coronavirus anyways because his neck and head are way the fuck up there.
He's in the clouds, bro.
Yeah, like he's not getting coughed on by anybody.
Not at all.
Plus, they don't touch their face.
Not at all. Not at all.
There we go.
We will be here for you. Subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. We'll be live tomorrow with fake news for Dan Hollaway. I'm Ross Patterson. Take care of one another. Good afternoon, everyone.